Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avernum 6, where it is Sylvar time. Yep. Well, we have the quest to aid Sylvar, which has apparently turned into a den of lawlessness and banditry and things like that. You enter the city of Sylvar. This is Avernum's first city. Once, prisoners first arrived in Avernum and Fort Avernum, not far to the east. Once they arrived, dazed and terrified, this was the first city they stumbled into. And dazed and terrified are the two best words to describe Sylvar now. This is the only city left in the Eastern Gallery, and the city closest to the Slith Horde, and it is only one bad day from anarchy. The city is full of terrified soldiers and refugees. There are too many people and too little food. Thugs and scribane eaters lurk in the shadows. You constantly hear shouting and fights in the alleyways, and the guards don't react. Whoever is in charge, they seem close to entirely losing control. Considering that Sylvar is the main link between the front lines and the more stable parts of Avernum, this is very worrying. Yep. And we have been sent to fix things. Okay, there are some stairs down from here. Interestingly, not marked in any way. Let's take a look, why not? Okay. Group heal? Heck yeah, just 2 free group heals, I'll take it. That can be opened. I managed to pick the lock. Oh, that was on the box, actually. Sylvar has an advanced sewer system. Oh yeah, that's right. That used to be the case in the past. Which efficiently sweeps the effluvium of the city. Effluvium is a nice way to put it. Into the river to the south. It smells bad. Walkways run along the slow-flowing rivers of muck. You can see many sets of humanoid tracks in the goop. Since the city above is so crowded and dangerous, some of the refugees have made the questionable decision to hide down here. Okay, I mean, sewers are typically the location of quests, so just in case that is the case here, I will maybe look for the quest board, the job board, beforehand. Contador's Fine Garments. Probably not much of a market for those right now. Ephraim's Blades. Closed. That is definitely a name that seems familiar to me. Speedburst Scroll. I mean, I guess if the place is closed, probably permanently, because, you know, let's face it, they're unlikely to return anytime soon. I might as well take the stuff. What's the guard have to say? Sylvar's guards are simultaneously battle-hardened and distant. They patrol the streets of Sylvar, but they ignore most of the chaos they see and hear. Only when someone seems in danger of imminent actual death do they act. They don't seem happy to see you. One of them walks over and mutters, "If you need something, go see feeble old Augustus. Don't bother us. We have work to do, and stay out of our way." Then he stalks off. Huh. Okay, so what was... Alright, the fine garments, yeah. Hello, Contador. This Nephil is a tailor, though you immediately realize that he doesn't deal in fashion. His long, nimble fingers are working on a thick wool cloak lined with long strips of drakeskin. Wool is rare and expensive. This is gear for the serious traveler. Hey, that's us. Maybe. He sets aside his needle and scissors, rises, and bows to you. Another soldier. Very good, very good. I'm Contador. I make strong clothes for the serious traveler. Which I see you are. Yes, indeed. What sort of clothes do you sell? Nothing trivial, nothing soft. Only the finest garments for scouts, adventurers, spies, and travelers like you. Who are simultaneously all those things you named at one time or another. The army pays me well for my wares. That is what Sylvar does now. We support the warriors of Avernum against the Horde. Well, I mean, that's good and necessary, right? Have you always done this? No. Before the Blight, I made lovely dresses and suits for the fine folk of Cotra and Formello. Now I do this work. It makes me satisfied. Oh, okay, well, that's good then. The army hires you? The army pays me every month. In return, all my time is spent for soldiers, for what they need. Thus, I will trade with you. Merchants and mercenaries, no. Only brave soldiers. Okay, very patriotic of you. Where do you get your supplies? I buy them. I send out adventurers. The army makes sure I have lots of money. Lava lava bat skin for tunics and worm ichor to treat cloth. I pay well for them. Okay, will you pay me? Oh, maybe. But what I need now is spider silk. I need much. Best thing for robes for mages of Avernum, but very hard to find. Perhaps I might find some for you. Perhaps you might, but I need a lot, and the only good nest near here is west of Fort Davno. I would not want to have you spend precious time on it. But if you were there anyway, 8 good webs worth of it would be enough for the robes that have been ordered. And of course, if you have a surplus, I will pay extra. Oh, really? Okay. That is good. We can always use more money. I'd like to sell something? No, I'm a tailor, not a glorious merchant. Talk to Nabil next door. She buys. Alright. Can I see what you have available? Yes, I can. Grounded cloak, coated cloak, swamp pants, which is pretty much the first magical-ish item that we found, I believe. Drakeskin cloak, workskin cloak, yeah, well. I mean, these are decent cloaks, don't get me wrong, and 1400 is affordable if I wanted one. However, at the end of the day, it is just armor, right? I mean, we don't have anything super fancy either, but yeah, I don't know. I guess that's all I need for now, but, you know, a quest I'm always going to be happy about, so that's great. So, Nabil, huh? Nabil's trading post. We only deal with Avernite soldiers. Alright, okay. There's an old woman moving briskly among the piles of equipment that fill this shop. She carries a clipboard and inventories the supplies. That is for the front, and those are to Dranlon, and that... I don't know where that goes. She gives you a quick double take. She was about to ignore you until she notices your insignia. Apologies. I tend to deal with commoners and generals, but... with commanders and generals, but all soldiers are welcome to trade with me. I am Nabil, chief supplier to our brave soldiers for all of Northern Avernum. I suppose if you need something, I can trade with you on a lower scale than I'm used to. You provide supplies for the army? I do. Generals and wizards should not have to waste their time dealing with scruffy merchants and miners and procurers of goods, so I do it for them. And I occasionally enlist mercenaries, too. Mercenaries, huh? Tell me more. It lets them focus on the important business of winning the war. Yeah, makes sense. What sort of things do you procure? Food, raw materials, scavenged armor and weaponry, magical supplies, anything they might need in Fort Davno to carry on the fight. Why do you hire mercenaries? To keep the trade routes open and to obtain anything needed. The army trusts me with a good deal of authority and resources. The sort of trust ordinary merchants never receive. I generally put notices for such work on the town job board. Oh, okay. I mean, that's fine, but, you know, I always hope for the job board quests in addition to a bunch of quests from NPCs in person. Also because those tend to give better rewards and also tend to maybe lead to quest chains, but I guess not in this case. Or is there anything I can do for you? Oh, never mind. Forget everything I just said. What? You don't have orders to follow? Well, I mean, we do, but, you know. Timelines are pretty, or deadlines are pretty generous, as in non-existent. Well, if you think you can spare the time, I'm not your commander. Some new powerful wizard just arrived in Fort Davno, I hear, from Patrick's Tower. His assistant sent an order for 3 basilisk skins. Probably for protective gear. Tough stuff to get, basilisk components. I heard there was a nest of basilisks to the northeast, but the adventurers I sent to investigate never returned. Oh, I'm expecting to find some nice statues when I get there. You might have to kill a few of the pests before you get skins of adequate quality. Okay. A whole nest of basilisks. We might need to kill more than 3 to get the skins. Oh well, northeast of here, huh? Well, I mean, that's... So basically the same direction as the spider lair? Or was that west of Fort Davno? I thought east because there's a cave wall there, but maybe that's just what I wanted to hear. Anyway, obviously we're going to find the place anyway, sooner or later. So you only deal with soldiers? That is the case. I am paid well to focus my considerable skills on meeting the army's needs. Refugees have to content themselves with Neron's shop outside the west gate. Oh. Have we been there? Outside the gate? Probably. Oh, is that... Wait, was that the jerk? Yeah, of course. Well. Let me see what you have for sale. Not that I expect anything too interesting. I mean, energy elixir is not useless, however, 500 gold for a consumable is a bit of a tough sell. Yeah, exorbitant prices indeed. Well, thanks for technically offering to trade with me, but I mean, if you with these prices, I don't know how the army can afford you, to be honest. I want to sell something. Yeah, and again, too bad we don't get paid more with these extremely pricey shops, but oh well. I guess that's all I need for now. I wonder what's up with this. Oh, obviously that has to be the quest reward. Okay, what have we here? Refugees. Okay. No one with a name, so no one important enough for me to actually talk to. Random stuff. The slums of Silvar occupy this cramped corner, and it looks like it has been thus for a long time. The walls are crumbling, and the ground is filthy. Hungry people watch you from the shadows all around. You rapidly find that anywhere you walk immediately becomes empty. The refugees avoid you. Soldiers of Avernum are not welcome back here. Fortunately, you're unlikely to be mugged. I mean, yeah. I would hope that would be the case, whether there are refugees immediately around or not. Is anyone forced to live here should not really pose a threat to us. Well equipped and trained as we are. Okay, so there's another entrance to the underground. This one actually marked sewer entrance. This is just the Silvar slums, and over here we have Holder's workshop. All the way in the slums? What kind of craftsperson are you? Also, the name is vaguely familiar, perhaps. There's a young woman sitting in this small building. It looks like a small makeshift infirmary. Ah, okay. The floor is covered with a large, ratty carpet, probably scavenged from some ruin. The woman looks up at you and smiles nervously, and you can immediately tell that she's from the Empire. Her handful of months in the underworld have not erased the color from her cheeks. She says, "Ah, an honest guest, a soldier of Avernum. Few of your kind poke their noses into this humble corner of town. I am Holda, one of the few that try to assist these people. How can I help you?" "Tell me about the refugees." "There is little to say, I think. They are your countrymen, dumped here when there was nowhere else to place them. And so they wait here, and they worry, and get thinner, and more desperate. When I passed through here, I saw that there was a way I could help them, with my limited powers of healing, I mean. So I stayed." "What do the refugees want?" "Food, safety, hope, escape. The same things you want. Except that their reasonable wishes are greeted with nothing but contempt from those in charge here." "Are the refugees dangerous?" "They are far more prey than hunter, I'm afraid. Not that the guard would help them, but any large group of people, when pushed enough, is dangerous. But you have nothing to fear from me. I have done nothing but counsel them to be peaceful and patient." "Oh, I believe you. So you're a healer?" "Of very limited skills. When I was on the surface, I studied the healing arts as a hobby, I suppose. Something to ease the tedium of life. Then I came to Silvar and saw that my skills were not a diversion, but something that could actually save lives, and that I had no right to keep them to myself." "The city guard doesn't protect them?" "The city guard pretends to maintain a respectful distance from everything that happens back here. The refugees prefers to. The refugees struggle to protect themselves. Nobody else will help them." "Well, I mean, if there's anything specific that I could do, I would be happy to help, but yeah, I mean, short of giving them bags of meal, which I still have a few dozen of, I wouldn't really know how to help them. Can you heal me? She shakes her head. My powers are limited, and I must reserve them for the people here. You have the entire army to support you. You should let the refugees have me. Fair enough. So you're from the Empire? She nods. I came here to visit with my family. Oh, Hulda. She's the girl we're looking for. Oh, that's why the name seemed familiar. The entire time I had in the back of my mind, I mean, but if she's young and from the surface, how could we have met her before in a previous game? That's unlikely. Of course. Hunting Hulda is the quest that I've been carrying with me for dozens of episodes now. Right. Yeah. Okay. Right. With your family. We arrived shortly before the coming of the Blight. We still try to continue our journey, perhaps an unwise choice. When the Slith Horde attacked, we weren't for Mallow. My family fled south. They went to the Great Cave. I stayed here to help. Why did you come to Avernum? My family was wealthy and in need of diversion. We came, I suppose, to see the sights, to have a tiny serving of adventure. We received far more than we wanted. I hope my family is well. I hope they escape. What do you think of Avernum? Yeah, are you enjoying the place? I've never really considered it. I've been too busy. Should the Blight and the Horde be defeated, I suppose I must consider whether to stay. I'm sure it will be fascinating to decide. A life of darkness and danger, or a life of comfort and tedium. She smiles. I wonder. Okay. Come to think of it, now that you mention you're from the surface, I met your father in the Fisher Post. He's looking for you. She nods. I'm very pleased to hear that my family is well. Please, if you have time, relay to him that I'm safe and fulfilled. And let him know that I'm staying. I'm truly needed. I cannot leave, not without being unable to ever bear my face in the mirror again. Okay, respectable. And not surprising, of course. Okay. Great. Alright. Oh, I was gonna say, where is that job board? Okay, Drake Tribute. Mayor Augustus has posted a request for aid on this job board. The Drake Wurgris has occupied a cave near the road north of Kotra. This reptile has contacted our patrols, saying tribute need be given. Drakes are unpredictable and arrogant. A mercenary who can contact the creature and keep it from being a threat by paying it off or destroying it will be rewarded. Okay. So either way, will be rewarded, even if we cannot or don't want to actually fight it. But, I mean, drakes tend to be on the unpleasant side, so I don't really expect this one to make me not want to kill it, but we'll see. Maybe it's going to be more reasonable than most of its kind. Scout Horned Gate. Mayor Augustus has posted a request for aid on this job board. The heavily overstretched forces of Sylvar have been given additional tasks they lack the resources for. Thus, we must turn to adventurers. Who, in this case, also happen to be soldiers. So, the Horned Gate north of Fort Dovno is the border separating us from Slithlands. We are supposed to gather intelligence on it. A traveler who could sneak close to it and get a good look would be reimbursed. That doesn't seem too difficult. Bone shards. Certain parties allied with the Evernite army have found that they need fresh bone shards for their work. Certain parties, huh? The sort of bits of bone that can only be gathered from the more powerful of the undead. Nabil of Sylvar will pay generously for 10 pouches of these shards. The only nearby location where they can be found is the ruined keep in the tunnels north of Kotra. Hellhound Pack. There is a pack of hellhounds living near the road connecting Sylvar to Kotra. The Kotra garrison is unable to deal with this minor menace, and they have asked Sylvar for support. If any adventurers are brave enough to do Kotra's job for them, and thus save Sylvar the inconvenience, reimbursement can be obtained from Captain Verbier. Alright. Hey, and there's the mayor right there. This was a trading post where merchants would meet and exchange goods from all over Avernum. It is now empty and unused. Most supplies brought to the Eastern Gallery are delivered directly to the army. Nothing valuable is coming out of the north, because those tunnels are full of ravaging Slazerikai. Right. I command here. Okay. Fine. Good for you. Maybe not so good for everyone else. Wait, were these marked as? Yeah. Of course. I would never steal from a peaceful town like this. These are the Sylvar docks. Once boats were made here, small, flat-bottomed craft made to navigate the rivers of the underworld. Many tons of goods were hauled in and out. Now the rivers are no longer secure, and there are few goods left to be transported. Most merchants now exclusively carry food and equipment over land. The docks are closing down, and the boatworks to the north are dormant. That is unfortunate, although you would think that with things how they are, boats would be cheaper than ever these days. So anyone still willing to brave the unsafe waters, like us, should be able to get a boat at a reasonable price? No? No such luck, huh? Hello, Ruth. This woman must be the shipwright of Sylvar. The tools hanging from her belt and the sad way she walks around the docks tip you off. She looks like she has been working here for a very long time. When she sees you watching her, she kicks an empty crate and turns to you. A sad sight, no? These are the last supplies brought in by ship. For the army, of course. Dried mushrooms, javelins. Once they're gone, the docks are dead. Sorry, I'm in a bitter mood today. I'm Ruth. She shakes your hand. So, tell me about the docks. I don't know what to say that you can't already see. They've been abandoned. Most goods are taken over land now. All of the boats were taken off to be used by the Navy, such as it is. Avernum has a Navy? That's the first I hear of that. Okay, Avernum has a Navy. Yes, I didn't even see that. So I'm told. I think they operate around Fort Dranlon, or the Waterfall Warren, or the Abyss. I haven't seen them here. I certainly didn't see much water, let alone a Navy, in the Abyss, so there's that. Why are goods taken over land? Because some Slazerikai can swim. Not enough to send an army, but enough to raid boats. A few of them were destroying rivercraft, scuttling them. Cavewood boats are small and delicate. So no boats. Caravans instead. I mean, no boats at all? I would like a boat. Well, I don't have workers left to make one for you, and I can't even use my own boatworks. I've heard rumors that the army is making boats, or the navy, whatever they call it. But all that work is happening in the Great Cave. Well, hopefully that's true, and hopefully we'll eventually get a boat. What is happening in the boatworks? She looks at them and sighs. After my workers left, some thugs moved in. None of them left. They wouldn't let me in. And who knows what's going on in the storerooms below. That sounds questish. You think something is happening downstairs? I know there is. I keep seeing people go down there. Then they come back up and they look dazed. That's the local Scribane den, then, I see. I don't want to say more. If that lot hears that I've been talking to people, it'd mean trouble for me. Would the guards help you get the boatworks back? Them? They don't care. And don't you worry about it either. We don't need bloody brawls in the street. It's all right. I'll get by. I mean, it's not going to be in the street. It's going to be below or inside the boatworks. So it should be fine, right? You smell something? I don't know. Oh, hey, there's a boat. There's several boats. Do I want to deal with them now? No. I'm gonna continue just looking around and maybe talking to people that are not going to have me fight them. An abandoned home, I gotcha. Difficulty 14. That should be doable. I believe. Yep. I'm gonna leave them on just in case. Okay, healing herbs. Meh. The silver arms. No steel, no spells. Okay. These doors were also locked, but we picked them, so maybe a good thing I left that gear on. Oh hey, energy elixir for free. Don't mind if I do. And some stuff, and some scribane, okay. And another access to the underground. Adventurers. There are several adventurers, merchants, and shady characters talking in the inn common room. Their conversations grow remarkably quiet whenever you get close. But we're also adventurers. Well, I suppose we're primarily soldiers, technically speaking. Susanna. Silvar's Inn is a busy, raucous place. Merchants, soldiers, mercenaries, and the occasional refugee with money to spend all come together here to eat, drink, and make deals. It takes some time, but you manage to get the attention of the innkeeper. Even balancing a tray of mugs on her shoulder, she is still able to speak with you. I mean, I don't see how balancing something would prevent her from speaking, but you know. Greetings, soldier. I'm Susanna of the Anama. Have a seat and browse the menu. The rules here are no drawn steel and no magic. Oh, that's what that meant. I didn't really get that, but yeah, that makes sense. Follow them and you'll be fine. How's business? Good, as you can see. I have the standard problem in pests, but... Pests, huh? Problems and pests. But we have customers too. A rowdy crowd, but I can keep them under control as long as they obey the rules. What sort of problems do you get? Sometimes I get pests in the basement. I used to pay mercenaries to go down there and clean them out, but now I just lock the doors and wait for them to leave. If you need to get to the sewers, you can reach them through the basement, but watch out for bugs. Okay. So no quest for that, huh? Although I'm sure you wouldn't be too sad if I also killed some pests along the way. What are your rules? No spells and no steel. I run a safe business, and I'm an observing Anama. Spells and weapons are not welcome here. Fair enough. You belong to the Anama, then? I do. I truly believe in it. Relying on magic gets us into all sorts of trouble, and not all of us believe in shutting ourselves up into little enclaves. Tell me more about Anama beliefs. She nods. Her customers roll their eyes. They know they won't get their attention for a while. Get her attention for a while. They've also probably heard this story, many times before. We believe that for every problem magic solves, it creates 5 more. I mean, I don't know if that's completely accurate, but sure. No nation depends more on magic than Avernum, and no nation has more problems. Rely only on mushrooms made by magic, and you can't complain when the blight destroys you. But I'm not a preacher. I just tend the bar. You'll have to find a full priest to learn more. Well, one who is actually willing to talk to me. Not that I necessarily need to learn more. Most Anama shut themselves away. They do. They make their own secret colonies and hide away. I don't think it's a good idea. It just makes us scary. Makes it easier to hate us. I think we should live among everyone else, but I'm in the minority. Are there any Anama near here? There are. There is a small colony to the northeast. They refuse to leave. They refuse to use the portal to escape, so they just wait for the end, I guess. They're scared of outsiders, but if you say that I sent you, they might talk to you. Ah, okay. I see. Can I get a room? I'm completely full. Have been for weeks. Probably will be until the Slith Horde comes crashing through. Right. What do you have on the menu? Things. Which is more than many people can say these days. Well, I mean, it's only slightly expensive. Huh. Suppose if I really actually do need to get more food at some point, this is where I would do it. Where I would do that. Seem to be an unlimited supply as well. I guess that's all I need. Thanks for stopping by. I'm just double checking though because, yeah, there are a lot of dialogue options, but we check them all out. Okay, there's the access to her basement. So we have, what, a total of 4 different ways underground? One leading directly to the sewers, one to the basement of the inn, one to probably the local scribane dealers or consumers. And then we have whatever is up here. We also have not talked to the mayor yet. So where do we start with that? let's take a look at these people here. The boatworks are full of brigands, not refugees. Thugs, plain and simple. They don't keep you from entering, they just watch you carefully as you pass. What's with these boats? This boat was only halfway completed when the boatworks were abandoned. You could drag it to the water, but your journey would be cut short by the craft's lack of a bottom. Okay. On the other hand, if I do manage to clear this place, of thugs, it should be relatively easy and quick to complete the boat. Yoink. I'll be taking that. Okay, so these people, I mean, they're just not going to stop me? Ayla's bodyguard. Herb eater, yeah, well, okay. The chamber under the boatworks, which once contained a workshop and plans for different craft, is now occupied by a scribane den. This is, even by Silvar's lax standards, bad. You're surprised that the soldiers above tolerate it. Maybe I should have actually talked to the mayor first, though. If he... Is it he? I don't know. If he's interested in actually solving the problems, and actually accepting help to get things under control, then he might send me to deal with these people here. Unless, of course, he's tolerating them for a reason. Maybe because he gets a cut of the profits or something. Or because he's not actually interested in peace in the first place. Anyway, you're surprised that the soldiers above tolerate it. Several eaters of the herb lie in cubicles around the chamber, dazed and immobile. The merchant who plies her questionable trade sits in an alcove to the west, flanked by guards. How tough are we talking here? Xylia's bodyguard? Oh. I misread the name, apparently. This is one of Xylia's guards. He doesn't talk, he just watches you, silently calculating the most efficient way to kill you should things go wrong. Yeah, it's the same, really. 747. Oh yeah, I mistook the X for an A, apparently. Just easier to do in this font than you might think. Anyway, yeah, hit point wise, these guys don't seem impossible. You know, it's got herb eaters here. We also got whatever this is going to operate. Oh, that opens a way into the sewers. Or it would if I was stronger, or maybe it's just not possible to do that in the first place. Xylia, huh? There's a small woman sitting behind this desk. She wears leather armor and has a truly nasty-looking rapier at her belt. In her business, being armed is a necessity. There are 2 vials of thick green goop sitting on the desk in front of her. Scribane, no doubt, but not much of it. Her supplies are very low. She grimaces when she sees you. An Avernite soldier, your kind has generally been wise enough not to trouble us down here, as long as we keep to ourselves. I'm Xylia. What do you want? You sell scribane down here? That much, I think, is obvious. It eases the pangs of hunger, and it gives these poor souls something to distract them from their fear. The city guard doesn't trouble you? Oh no, they see me as an ally. An eater of the herb doesn't commit crimes or encourage treason. Usually. And where do you get your scribane? Well, nowhere, apparently. That is not a question it is wise to ask, soldier or not. I mean, I haven't been known to do wise things most of the time. I would like to buy some scribane. She adopts a mock look of surprise. What? One of Avernum's soldiers deigning to trade with the likes of us? What a shock. Sadly, I cannot help you. In these troubled times, we have been unable to keep much of the herb in stock. I must reserve what I have to keep my regular customers calm. Well, in that case, die, purveyors of foul poison! Or, hold on a second. She nods. Very wise. Yeah. Those are the only options, right? I can say I want to buy it, but she's not actually going to sell. I can shout and attack, or I can just leave. Well, okay. Obviously we're going to attack. Sooner or later. However, before we do that, we should talk to the mayor. Augustus. Ah, yes, okay. It's a dude. You're surprised to find that the mayor of Silver has set up his office in a disused corner of the Merchant's Bazaar. Yeah, I mean, there is no dedicated town hall either, right? Which is unusual. Where was the mayor operating previously? Or maybe it's always been this way, because the mayor has also always been one of the merchants of the town. Anyway, surprised to find that the mayor of Silver has set up his office in a disused corner of the merchant's bazaar. He's an old man, and the chaos of the times has left him thin and exhausted. His hair has gone entirely grey. Okay, so probably from the first impression here, it's more incompetence or just being in way over his head in the current situation, as opposed to, you know, actively encouraging the chaos, or, you know, trying to make it worse. Okay, he's an old man. His hair has gone entirely grey. He looks up at you with watery eyes, and you immediately suspect that he is not up to the challenge of controlling this chaotic city. Which makes you wonder why he is not just being replaced. Surely that must be possible. Even if it's not usually maybe how things are handled, but, you know, in times like these, the king should be able to send someone more capable. But I suppose they are sending us to, indirectly, to help improve things. Oh well, he looks up at you with watery eyes, yes. He almost quivers with relief when he sees you. Finally! Oh, finally! I have heard of you. You are an agent from the castle, aren't you? The one who was there when the great portal was destroyed. This is profound relief. I have been requesting help for months. Really? You'd think that just sending someone to... Well, I mean, sure, resources are scarce, and, you know, finding people to just... finding people to send here to help, in whatever way we are going to end up helping, right? I mean, what exactly can we do to help the situation? Really, what this place needs is a capable... well, someone... a capable manager, I suppose, to keep things under control, to, you know, keep everyone in check, to use the limited resources wisely, not just an old man who can barely keep up with things. Surely there must be someone who would be better suited for the job. And it should not have taken months for the government to, you know, to send someone. Oh well, it's fine. What do I know? It's probably more complicated than that. Anyway, I'm Mayor Augustus, leader of Silver, and I have been since happier times. Yeah. Well, tell me about Silver. What? I would be happy to help you. I just want to confirm you were the help I requested. Oh, okay. I wasn't sent here to help you. Levitt sent me here to help you. I helped Jasmine at the castle. She said that you might reward me? That's not... I forgot that... Well, I remember her. But I would not have thought of... Well, first of all, I didn't remember that she was sent from Silvar specifically. Oh, hold on. Never mind, she was actually sent by him and asked for help for Silvar specifically. Right. Okay, so that makes it even more mysterious why it took so long to send help. Because Silvar, especially because Silvar is considered so important, right? That's the first thing that the game told me when I entered. It has told me several times how this is, you know, basically the last bastion, or, you know, supporting the last bastion of defense against the Horde. If Silvar falls to chaos completely, no one's there to support the army, and things are just going to fall apart very quickly. So the castle should do absolutely everything in its power to keep this place stable. But again, what do I know? Right, I helped Jasmine at the castle. I mean, yeah, I talked to my superior on her behalf to absolutely no avail, but I tried. Oh hey, and apparently that was enough. It was still good enough to reward us. You described to Augustus what happened at the castle. Jasmine is all right, and she actually got someone's ear. Good girl, that one. I'd almost given up on her. Resources are scarce, but If she said I need to pay you, did she say that? Maybe she did. I will live up to it. He gives you a pouch of gold coins from the silver treasury. All right. Happy to help. Well, yes, Levitt sent me here to help you. I'm not sure why I would deny it, but... Well, he lurches and grabs your hand. Really? At last. At last someone is here to help. I've tried to deal with the problem, but my guards... I tell them to do things, but they say they're busy, and... He shakes his head. Has that always been the case, that they just outright ignore your orders? Oh. Yes, you can help me with the traitors. Deal with them. Crush them. It is the only way. Okay, so what exactly is happening in Silvar? Ah, Silvar. The bulwark against the Slysirikai. The main supply hub. And we have many refugees, too. Silvar contributes much still to Avernum. And we are the very last city in the north. We are the last city in the north, so we have little help. Of course, as you have seen, things are chaotic, but I will maintain control. Oh, maybe you will now with our help. So you have lots of refugees here? Many, as you have seen, in the inn and in the ruined buildings and even the sewers. They were all sent here. I warned the army that this was a bad place for them, but they didn't listen. Why were they sent here? I was told that this was the best place. The refugees here, they were all near the Great Portal when it was destroyed. Then they needed to be taken somewhere. This was chosen as... He shakes his head. I warned them it was a bad idea. They didn't listen. Nobody listens to Old Augustus now. Yeah, I mean, that's really a problem for the mayor. Well, how long have you been mayor? 25 years. I was about to retire, you know. Settle on a nice farmhouse near Formello, rest, but then the blight and the war. Now I'm here in this dusty office, unable to quit. He smiles sadly, and prone to emotional moments of self-pity. Emotional? Occasional moments of self-pity. Why can't you quit? I sent word to the castle, or try to. I say I should be replaced. Okay, so he even wants to be replaced. What? This makes no sense. Unless someone in a higher position is actually secretly interested in maintaining the chaotic state. That makes no sense. But then the city guard says I should stay. And they are the ones with the carriers, the ones who are delivering my letters. Oh, so the castle never learned that how bad things are exactly? And that he wants to be replaced? He needs to be replaced? Because the city guard is actually actively working against him. Okay. Well, that makes a little bit more sense then. If they literally just refuse to deliver his letters. Huh. I have suspicions, but in the meantime, I shoulder my duty as best I can. How did this become your office? I had a nice office, but the city guard needed it. Wait, but where are they? Where are they headquartered? I've been wondering. I mean, it has to be underground somewhere. Because obviously, well, they're not on the surface level. We've been everywhere at this point. Huh. City guard needed it, and they keep orders, so I moved here. They come see me when they need orders. Except they don't actually follow them. And what do you order? Well, they present me with papers. I sign them. They know best what is happening from day to day, after all. Okay, I mean... You complain that they don't listen to your orders and, you know, how you are suspicious of them, but then you also just comply with what they basically tell you to do. So, I mean, he's not completely blameless here, although, I mean, by himself, obviously he can't really fight against them if, you know, there's someone else drawing the strings. But exactly what am I supposed to do then? Oh, okay. I'm here to help with the traders. Yes. He nods. Yes, you came because I requested you. I did. You are here because of me. He smirks. Yeah, something like that. It is as I sent word to Levitt. There are some refugees in the sewers, but not just refugees, brigands, traitors. They whispered to the poor, desperate, scared citizens, telling them they should revolt. You have to go down there, quickly. Make them stop. Kill them if you have to. Make them stop spreading their treason. Okay. Tell me about the traitors. Their leader is Wetzel. There are a dozen of them. Oh, a dozen, that's not so bad. They are armed. They need to be controlled. Kill them if you must. I won't shed any tears. Why can't the guard deal with them? I asked Captain Verbier that very question. Verbier. Right, come to think of it, that name was mentioned to me, but I have not actually seen him yet. Huh. Did I miss him somewhere? He told me, he said that if the guard went around killing refugees, it would cause trouble, riots. Better if done by outsiders. Yeah, in this matter, I think he is correct. You might want to talk to Verbier. Some in town might have advice to help you with the situation below, but he's the most likely. Okay, I guess I must have just missed him then? Maybe he's wandering around somewhere. Oh. Or I just mistook him for a common soldier. How can I go down to the sewers? There are many access points. I know one of them is in the slums. Okay. What sort of treason are they spreading? They say the war with the Slith Horde is lost. They say we need to destroy the Silvar Bridge, flee south and blow it up, so the Horde can't follow. It is purest madness. One river will not stop the Slith Horde, but they believe it, and sometimes mad dogs need to be put down. Is it really necessary to kill them? I mean, that'll remain to be seen. Oh, I suppose that if you can find a way to get them to set aside their plans without violence, that would be alright. The guards would appreciate it. Make it much easier to deal with the refugees, but I doubt it will be possible. Well, now that you've said that, very specifically like that, it certainly makes me assume that there is indeed going to be a way. Okay, seriously though. Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain, where? There you are. You are indeed wandering. Alright. The captain of the Silvar garrison is not inclined to simply hide in the barracks. He's out patrolling the streets, keeping an eye on events. He rarely actually intervenes in the fights and other shady activities, but he watches. Okay, that's kind of useless. When he sees you, he doesn't approach you at first. He examines you carefully, sizing you up. Then he shakes his head, sighs, and walks over to greet you. I'm Captain Verbier, he says. I control the soldiers here. Me. I control the soldiers here. Me. You are out of your jurisdiction. If you have orders here, follow them, but I don't appreciate any freelancing. And don't rile up the refugees. I don't appreciate that tone, Captain. But okay. Can you tell me about the situation in the city? His eyes flick to your insignia. He doesn't outrank you. I suppose I should extend you that courtesy. Silvar's situation is chaotic. There is a high level of petty crime, and while Scribane use is under control, it could increase. But we tolerate these things, because they keep the peace. The alternative is worse. Is it though? What sort of crime takes place? You know, the standard things, petty theft, muggings, gambling, brawls, other activities, but we don't interfere. It's just scum doing what scum does. Yeah, that's not really how a city guard works, though. Or it's not how it should work. But once there is killing, or once what they do threatens to disrupt Silvar or its role in the war, he raises a mailed fist. Okay. So there's Scribane use? Officially, no. Unofficially, no. Completely unofficially, yes. A few Scribane eaters are easier to deal with than the unrest if we try to control it. But, I mean, that being said, you're not actually dealing with them, though. So, what are you afraid will happen? King Starus, in his infinite wisdom, dumped a horde of hungry, angry, desperate refugees into our fair city. Maybe they were good people once. Now they are scum, and they could riot at any minute. Silvar is necessary to fight the war. This unrest must be prevented. Is the risk that great? It is. If you spend any time here, you will see for yourself. And no steps are too harsh when it comes to preventing Silvar from slipping into anarchy. Even just sitting there and watching and not doing anything. If that's what it takes. Okay. Can I get training or supplies? My men are too busy to train you, and they don't have supplies to spare. You need something? Talk to Nabil. There are a lot of refugees here. Refugees, that is a kind word for them. All of the dignity of the Evernight has been stripped from them. Now they are scum, and they will remain scum until they prove otherwise. You really believe they are scum? I've been watching them, watching how they deal with the fear, the desperation. They are barely human now. Wow. Where are they from? Mostly from the Great Portal. They were there, close to escape when the portal blew. They had hope, and it was stripped away. And then they were dumped here. Right. Well, I'm here to deal with the traitors in the sewers. Ah, yes, Wetzel and the other rats. Wetzel came to my eye quickly. I knew he would be trouble. And yet, I just sat there and did nothing. Huh. Weird how things go sometimes. He shakes his head. They are plotting against us. An informer told us. They want to destroy the bridge. It is very strange. Not the word I would use, but okay. Yeah, I mean, what do you think I should do? Kill them, most likely. We have to make an example of them. It will cause a lot of anger, make the refugees more desperate, but I doubt you will be left any choice. You can try to make Wetzel back down, but I doubt he will. Well, we'll see about that. How is it strange? Wetzel is a malcontent, always talking about where the refugees should go and how much food they should get. But to act directly against the army, I didn't think he had the guts for that. I think someone might be influencing him. I have no idea who, and you'll probably never be able to find out. Yeah, I mean, that seems unlikely. Okay. Quest oh, wait. That gave us a quest to deal with them officially, I suppose. 8 silver. So we basically have the Jobs for Levitt quest, and the sub-quest of that is 8 silver, and the sub-quest of that is Silver's Traders. Well, interesting. So no, yeah, obviously no official quest to deal with the Scribane Eaters. I mean, the captain says he's tolerating them, but I don't know if I can do that. The mayor doesn't seem to care either way, or didn't say anything on the subject, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm free to try to eradicate this little... Hello? Excuse me? It's a little den of crime. If we can. You have 6 skill points. I think the plan was to try and increase his strength some more to see if that finally unlocks the Blade Master skill, which I would like to have. Which will then, in turn, once leveled up enough, unlock the Lethal Blow skill, I think. I should look up the details again, because I thought it was Blade Master level 7 that unlocks Lethal Blow, but obviously she doesn't have it unlocked. Except that at least a level or 2 of that is actually from equipment, right? Yeah, okay, at least 1. Right. So I might still be correct. Oh yeah, okay. 2 of her points actually are from equipment, so she'll have to invest a little bit more in that as well. Right. I mean, I could wait 1 more level, or I could give him 2 potions. It's a pretty big investment. But then again, oh, wrong person. Then again, what the heck, right? That still does not give him the skill, and I would expect that to show up immediately. Because the other requirement is just a certain number of weapon skill in either melee or pole weapons, and 12 must be enough, even if some of that was pre-allocated. Because obviously, yeah, she only has 10, and it's enough to unlock it for her. But he did start with more strength. well... Yeah, still no Blade Master. I guess I might have to increase it for one more point, which is, you know, definitely pushing it as far as things still being viable. I don't know. It's definitely a lot of points invested. But it's what it is. We are going to try to find these people. She doesn't have more hit points than her... Well, she has exactly as many hit points as her guards. So with any luck, this is gonna be pretty doable. I wonder where we should be standing. I mean, technically we want to kill her first, probably. Although I'm a little bit worried about this, you know, all of her guards attacking us from behind. But we'll see if this works out. But that's obviously gonna happen next time. Right, so just to quickly recap, we have this place, we have the main sewers, of course, but that's where the main quest is going to take place. We have 3 different access points to that, it looks like. Right, and we have a bunch of quests in the surrounding areas, and we also have... Well, we have talked to the innkeeper, who unlocked some more interactions with the Anama colony. So I will need to return there, and presumably we'll be able to do something a little bit more productive than, you know, during our last visit, which was where we could do absolutely nothing. And then there is that place, that dungeon, I think it was pretty much right north of the Anama farm, where we do not have a quest for, unless it could be one of the places. I forget exactly what it was. Oh, maybe it's the Basilisk then. Right, that one's supposed to be to the northeast, so that could actually match. Right. Okay, but for now, I think for next time, for the foreseeable future, we're going to be busy in or underneath Sylvar itself. And we're going to start here next time. As always, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.